I wanted to do a video about doing Copaxone shots. What I'm going to do here is pretty much generic for anybody who has to do injections, but I inject Copaxone every day for my MS, and I don't use my stomach, so I have to get kind of creative in how I do my shots everywhere else. I also don't use the auto injector. I do everything manually, and I also don't let anybody help me. So you have to get a little creative in how you do your shots. When it comes to Copaxone, a lot of people use heat packs or ice packs, and I do like to use those. I think that it helps a little bit, but I think that they're also kind of a pain in the butt. So I'm going to do my shot in my left arm, which is one of the more difficult places to do a shot because you can't really reach around to do it. So this is how I do my shot. Best way to do it, nurses will all tell you this, so this is nothing fancy or new or anything. It's just if you want to see somebody do an injection. So I get everything ready before I do the injecting. Here's your alcohol pad. To inject in your arm, it's best to do it on a chair, which makes it a lot easier, but it also makes you feel like you have really fat arms. So don't judge my arms. So rub the alcohol in the region. I find that when I inject on my arms, I get a lot of bruising and a lot of tenderness, more so than other places. So it might be good to use the heat pack and the cold pack on your arm. It might not. I don't think it really helps. I think it kind of just sucks. So I'm going to do the injection once this dries, and then I'm going to sit here for the couple minutes while it stings so I can talk about how much that sucks, so that way you know exactly what's coming when you do your Copaxone shots. So here's my syringe. I always let the first couple of dribbles come out. I don't know why, because they freak me out a little bit. So I let that happen. I also always try to find the last place I injected so I'm not injecting in the same spot. And you can pretty much tell, at least I can tell by looking. Like the last time was right up here. It's still a little bruised. So I'm going to try to go a little bit further back this time. Can you see this? I don't think you guys can see this. But this is how I'm going to do it, so whatever. I don't push the plunger super fast. I go slowly. I also make sure the needle stays all the way in. There's a lot of people who talk about injecting not all the way in, and I don't think that's a good idea because it can pool below your skin and then it doesn't absorb as much. It's not as good. I also find that when I inject into my arm, I bleed a lot more than usual. So the cotton ball is helpful. I put the cotton ball on and then I press a little bit. I don't press in a whole lot and I don't rub it. I press it in right when I inject, and then that's it. And I let it sit there for a little while until it stops bleeding. I don't rub it because you're not supposed to rub it because there's like, it's like little shards of glass basically that you're just rubbing into your skin. So that's pretty much it, I think. There's the burn. Ow. There it is. It gets worse. It's kind of like heparin. If you've ever had a heparin shot, that's kind of what it feels like. Burns a bit and you want to rub it and you can't. Oh, it's burning again. Burning goes away in a couple minutes. It's not that bad. I find that it's more tender longer than it burns, and that's more annoying. It is still burning right now, though. My dogs, I'm sorry. So the burning gets worse. At least for me, it's starting to really be uncomfortable. Not unbearable, just uncomfortable. Now it's starting to subside. It gets better. It's almost like it starts to spread out. Like you can feel like it hurts really bad right when you inject it, and then for me, like now it's moving, so it's not as bad on the injection site, but I can start to feel it in other places, and that kind of starts to hurt a little bit. It still hurts. It's probably gonna hurt for about the next 10 minutes, so I'm not gonna sit here for 10 minutes telling you that it hurts. It does get better over time, and now I just have to have, now I'll have like a lump. I'll massage the lump the next day, and a bruise probably. I bruise very easily, so I always have a bruise. But that's about it. The manual injections I find to be much easier than the auto injector. There's that horrendous gunshot click that makes it feel like you're gonna die. So I don't like that. I also like controlling how slowly the medication goes in, because with the auto injector, the plunger just like goes really fast, and that shoves all the medication into your skin really, really quickly, which to me increases your lump size. Also, how much it hurts. That's a lot of pressure shoving in at one time. So I prefer to do it slowly and at my own pace. I also don't use that like finger thing that they send you. It might make things easier, but I find, like, especially when I'm injecting into my arm, I have to go around this way. So I still have to do it this way anyway. So the thing that would make it easier to push it in like this doesn't help anyway. So that's how I do my shots. I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any tips on how to make it stop stinging, which it still does, send them my way. I'd be happy to learn. Thanks.